Hello, everyone. My name is Robert J. Butler, and I am the creator of the Secret Steak Society, a show, TV show, that you have never heard of, okay? The reason why is we are here at WeebCon to promote and to tell about our story. And I am blessed to have wonderful people involved with this project that are here today that will explain a little bit about themselves. But first, I just want to explain why we're here. The reason why I have a Darth Vader helmet here is because I am a 501st Darth Vader, and I go to conventions all year round for charity. And the passion for me is to put a smile on someone's face because they love the character. And whether he's a bad guy or a good guy, it's about the character, and that's what has impressed me about this character. So that's why I cosplay as him. And I was also approved by Lucasfilm Limited to be able to portray Darth Vader at special events. So I was able to take that and do a short film because that's my passion. That turned into another short film that I was able to produce and direct and write and learn about how to do it. And then that turned into me creating this concept. The concept is a young girl's struggle with her mental health, and that journey is what the show is about. And that is not a hot topic, but it's an important topic in today's world with all the social media, all the information coming from all directions. It's very hard to keep yourself level, straight, and happy. And that's hard to do. So this show is about understanding, trying to fix what is hard to understand, what's broken. And that's the journey of the main character. And I have the other characters on board here that we're going to talk about today. But essentially, it's her journey to mental well-being. Now, it's set in the 80s, which is awesome, because I love the 80s. Who doesn't love the 80s? And it has vampires. So where did they come from, right? Who doesn't love vampires? Well, the idea here is when the main character needs to medicate, she is sleeping or she daydreams. And that puts her into a new world. You've all had dreams, you've all had daydreams, you're driving, hopefully not, but you are thinking about something else not in the present time. And this is the world we're going to dive into, is the dream state and the state that you don't necessarily live in. In that state, her classmates are vampires. And the vampires do represent her struggle with her mental health. Now, as you know, getting better, getting yourself better, you go highs and you have lows, highs and lows. She kills them off, she's getting better. They come back, she's getting worse. And as the show progresses and as we can get this show made, our goal is to help others out there that struggle with this highs and lows. And that's what we're trying to get to. So the Secret Steak Society is a society made by two of the characters that we bring on other people into their society to kill vampires, but essentially is to get her better. And that's what the idea is. So with that being said, I'd like to introduce the cast members that are with me today. They're giving up their time. Since we're not completely funded yet, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but what I want to get across is that they're giving up their time because they believe in what we're talking about. But I'm going to let them explain that themselves. So I'm going to introduce them from my left down to the right. They'll introduce themselves, their character, and then I'll go to each one of them. So I'll act as a little bit of an MC. All right, so we'll start.
Okay, hi. Wait, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, I'm Carly Gabriel, and I play Macy James, aka MJ.
And I'm Lexi Graves, and I play Bree, or Breezy.
I'm Cassidy Aurora Gordon, and I play Sonia Asrid.
Hi, I'm Morgan Rain, and I play Amber Jill. I'm one of the Lost Girls.
Okay, so to give you an idea, they know their character names, but the relationships is what's important. So Macy, James, and Bree are friends at Cambridge Prep School. So I went to an all-Catholic private high school, so I've been through that whole world. and I understand that whole dynamic. So I wanted to make a prep school, not necessarily religious-based, but a prep school. And that's the school that they're in. As you can also see, we have an all-female Texas-led cast. So I wanted to make sure that I gave strong characters to female actors in this area. We're going to expand that. There will be guys, there will be boys, there will be other opportunities to bring other people on the show, which I've already kind of creating. But right now, I'm really proud that we're going to give these opportunities to these ladies. So Macy and Bree are connected. Cassidy's character, Sonia Ashred, is the new girl in school. She's the one that everyone's talking about. She has something going on. They don't quite understand what it is, but she has a draw. She has something that's drawing Macy to her. And as we get into the show, we find out why. Then we have, down at the end, Morgan is one of the Lost Girls. Who doesn't love the Lost Boys? Well, there was supposed to be a continuation of the Lost Boys show, the movie. They were going to have a Lost Girls. They were going to have a female base. It never got made yet. But I wanted to take the concept of that and bring it into high school. You know, in high school, there's always cliques. There's always groups of people. Well, now there's going to be a group of vampires walking around in your high school. And that's one of the dynamics. So Morgan is playing Amber Jill, one of the 3 Lost Girls. They report to Sonia. Sonia reports to the headmistress of the school, who unfortunately couldn't be here today. She was here yesterday. And she is the lead of the school and the head vampire. So think of her as the head of the coven. So she runs that school. And then it's up to Macy to find out, does she know who she is? What's so different about her? So Macy in the real world is trying to figure out what's going on with Macy in her dream world. And soon there's going to start the crossover. And that's where we get into the story. So I want to go a little bit about each of our cast members, give them a little bit of time to talk a little bit about yourselves. We've been doing interviews preparing for this, so I'd like to give you a chance to go ahead and basically do an interview like I give you. So go ahead. We'll start with Carly. Tell a little bit about yourself and a little bit about what you got here. About your modeling, about, yeah?
Okay, well, I started around when I was 14, and
It's all right. You started when you were 14?
I started around when I was 14, and then now it's just kind of led me into the acting and stuff like that, my modeling, but I really enjoy it. I mean, I haven't done anything so big yet, but I think this is a great opportunity, and I love the storyline. I love that he really tries to fit our characters into our own personalities. So, I mean, I'm really excited to see where it goes, and yeah.
Well, one of the things we did talk to her about was the struggle with mental health, the struggle that everyone has, not necessarily diagnosed, but they all struggle with being happy and sad, and that's pretty common. So we talked about that. How do you feel about trying to tackle that?
I love that. I think it's not spoken about enough. I think we can help people, or like even parents, get a better understanding of what our kids go through nowadays, you know, because I mean, it's a different age and time, and they just don't understand some of the things that go on at school. Kids are a lot meaner, more creative. We have internet and stuff like that, social media, so people have definitely gotten more creative. So yeah, I think it's great and a great way to speak on it. So yeah.
Perfect. So your partner in crime is next door, Lexi. So Lexi, go ahead and give a little bit about yourself and how you got to the character.
Okay, so I sing, model, I dance a little bit. I used to dance competitively, but now I don't. I just do hip hop. And I also act and model. Okay, so anyways, I went to a thing called Expo in Dallas, and I went for singing, but I also tried acting. And then I was like, okay, I kind of like this. So then I started doing theater and got into screen acting. And then through acting, I met a friend, and she showed me modeling, and I was like, I don't want to model. I'm not like you. But then I ended up loving it, and then Robert reached out to me through modeling, and now I'm involved with this, and I'm super excited. I love Bree. She's exactly like me. She's like very energetic, very sarcastic, which I love, and she's very street smart and book smart too. I don't know. I'm excited.
Yeah, we did talk about that, and I found a 1988 Mac computer. So we're working on negotiation because those things are expensive now. So then to her right is Cassidy, someone I was really excited to work with because I talked to Cassidy about another project I was working on, and I was really excited to work with her on that. But I found the Sonia Astra character, and I thought it was just about tailor-made to Cassidy's personality. So go ahead, Cassidy.
Hi, I'm Cassidy, as you just heard. I have always had a passion for acting. Since I was a kid, I asked my mom to put me in a theater camp, just alone. And since then, I kind of was like, I don't know. I grew up and I was like, this is not realistic. And then I went to college, and then acting found me again. I was like, I can't ignore a passion. I don't think I'll be happy without it. So I started acting again once I hit college, and then I, through acting, got into modeling, and that's how Robert found me as well. So I don't intend on ignoring this passion again, but acting is definitely that.
Well, I tell you, the one thing about Cassidy and even the rest of the cast is when you write something, you have in mind what the character is. Just like this character here, when a writer writes something, and I brought our script, and I've been putting notes all over the script. I've even changed our script when I was sitting having breakfast. The script constantly changed, and I heard a great comments earlier on other panels. They talk about the story and they talk about the journey of the heroes, and the script constantly changes because you find better, more interesting ideas coming from your cast, and they have a wealth of information. So directors, and in fact I always believe the smartest directors, the smartest writers, listen to other people because that makes your characters deeper and more interesting. You don't want to know about a two-dimensional character because we're not two-dimensionals. So the other person at the very end of the table that I was really excited to work with, who I also was going to work with on another project that I got her onto this one, is Morgan. So Morgan, go ahead.
Yes, hi. I started my modeling career when I was about 14, so I've been doing it for almost 4 years now. Modeling led me into acting, and Robert found me from modeling and is giving me this opportunity to work with this amazing cast and himself to film our new TV show, which I'm really excited about. And I'm slowly piecing together my character, Amber Jill. He's allowing us to put our personality into our character to kind of build our character ourselves, but giving us some characteristics. So it's pretty good.
What's really hard is to pick up their personalities and what makes them them in 10 minutes. It's really hard to do. So I encourage you, whoever's here, to come out and visit us at the booth and maybe talk to each individual one, because they do have a story. They all have wonderful stories to tell. At a young age, they've experienced a lot, good and bad, and it's my job to get them to perform how we write the story, and that's where I have to come in. So the more time we spend together and we learn about each other, they know my cadence and how I'm talking. A lot of it has to do with communication and interaction, and then respect. And I am absolutely amazed about the level of respect you guys have for each other, and that's really awesome and a testament to your maturity also. So good job.
I'm just acting it.
I know you. You're such a good actor. So I will go into more detail. Let me tell you real quick about how do you get to a script with my little piece of experience. My little piece of experience is you have an idea, you flesh out the idea, and you write a log line. You write a 1 or 2 sentence about your idea. And with that 2 sentences, I should be able to tell everyone about the story. And that took me the longest time with the Secret Stake Society. It took me the longest time to boil it down to 1 or 2 sentences. Because you got vampires, and you're in school, and you got sleeping, and you got this and that, and like in any movie and anything, it takes time, and I worked on it to boil it down to basically a young girl in school struggles with her mental health and uses friends and support to get better. And that allows you to understand what the story's about. then the hook is the vampires, and the hook is school, and the hook is the 80s, and that's the extra stuff that makes it interesting, but there's got to be an underlying storyline, and that's what we worked on. So when these guys got involved with me, I was pitching them half of the script because I didn't even know what it was about. You know, when I was pitching you guys, I couldn't even put in the words what I wanted to do. But I got enough into their heads that they were able to understand and then move forward. Is that correct?
I was sold when you told me I was going to be a vampire.
Yeah.
So.
I know. See, I know my audience, right? You got to know your audience. Like 80s? Yes. Vampire? Yes. So, would any of you like to bring up what your experience is? This is some of your second con. We've never done cons before, and we're using cons as a way to meet people and talk about the show, but no one knows about us. So why don't you guys talk about your experience with these cons so far?
It's really cool. I like seeing everyone dressed up like characters, and I want to start doing that. Halloween. Okay, I'm not trying to compare it to Halloween, but I mean like dressing up like costumes. Halloween is like my favorite. So like I want to start coming to these more and like dressing up in costumes. I think that's so cool. Like I walked up to people, I was like, "Can I get a picture with you?" Like I don't want to be weird, but like I want to take a picture with you right now.
That's a fandom.
I think it's really cool. I mean, I've always heard of Comic-Con. My sister did the whole Harry Potter look and everything, and I've watched a lot of my favorite TV shows get to go out and to Comic-Cons and do all the talking to the fans, and I was like, oh, that seems so fun, but I never got around to actually going to it. And I think everybody here's got like such a positive attitude, amazing outfits, and that took a lot of time and money because like you said, Halloween, I put a lot of time and effort into my Halloween costumes. Like I was Shigo and it costed $400 to put it together. My mom's a little mad about that, but I think it's great that you just see that passion, and everyone's so creative, and I think I thrive, and I'm sure they do too, with all the creativity in just one room.
The artistry, I love all the artistry behind it. It's unique, and you don't see it very often in public places, so I like to have that ability to see everyone and who they really are here at a con.
What was your thoughts?
I mean, you would think that some of these people are unapproachable because some of their outfits are very out there, and I admire the work they put into that. Like the makeup must have taken forever, and some of these people even made their costumes, so I think that's really neat. But I mean, some of these people I met are so sweet. You know, like I've gotten their Instagrams, very supportive. You know, like, oh, let's take a picture. You know, just they're so sweet. So yeah, like you can make friends here, and yeah. So yeah, I've enjoyed being here. And, yeah.
Well, what everyone has experienced is with what's been going on in the world, a lot of this has been suppressed for over a year, and people have just been busting to get out and just have that social connection. I think what you guys are experiencing is what they've been missing for years, because they've been doing this for years and years and years, especially myself. I haven't officially trooped for a while, and it stinks, but it's the way it is. So now going forward, we're here and we're able to communicate and socialize, which is something that we need. So I'm hoping we're good on time, but should we have time to do any kind of questions? Okay. That's fine. Well, I'll tell you what, though. It's a great way for us to ask you if any of you want to come out. We have signed cards. We're going to be taking photos with our actresses out front. Our booth is literally across the way here. Literally across the way there. So please don't be shy. And please tell all of us about our show. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you all for coming.